Hello and welcome back to Red Leader Plays Fire Emblem Three Hopes, Azure Gleam. And welcome to the second last episode of Three Hopes, Azure Gleam. Because we will actually be doing the last bit of supports that I grinded and possibly the last paralog. But if we don't do the last paralog, I don't think it's a huge deal because I feel like you can get the 4 Ashen Wolves in all the other routes. So, we will see. But, I did not get all the supports. I didn't grind all of them because I don't really care for them, and I could probably get them in other routes, so that's not super important. But yeah, this is the last, second last episode. So... Oh, and also we gotta do the Merc Whistle. I gotta pick that. I forgot about that. And we gotta see if we got cutscenes for those. But yeah, let's just start this off. I think I'll go ahead and do Shez first because Shez has like the most. So, and they're all like A ranks. So let's just go ahead and start off with all these. So let's go with Catherine.
Oh, hey. On your way back from training? It's admirable of you to keep at it so late.
Yeah, well, I like to get in a little bit of practice whenever I can. Can't afford to fall behind with everyone else getting so strong on the battlefield.
It's a little late for me today, but I could join you tomorrow. If that's okay, of course.
Really? That'd be great.
A desire to get stronger is not a bad thing in my book. While we're on the subject, can I ask you something? Why do you want to get stronger? No, wait. Let me start with a different question. What made you originally decide to become a mercenary?
I feel like Shez would actually try to evade the question. Yeah, let's try that.
It's not really much of a story. Not like there's some big reason behind it or anything.
Well, now I'm even more curious. But hey, if you don't want to talk about it, I won't push you.
I didn't really have a specific goal in mind. It just kinda happened. After my mom died, I left the village we'd been living in, but I had no idea what I was gonna do. I eventually ran out of money and fell in with a mercenary group. Then I worked my way up from doing their laundry to fighting.
You don't say. Well, I guess your story is a pretty common one, actually. How'd mercenary life treat you?
Awful at first. But once I met some folks that I got along with, it wasn't so bad. Anyway, the plan was to keep fighting alongside my friends, make a name for myself as a merc, and eventually run out of luck and die. But somehow, I suddenly found myself in charge of the king's private army, leading soldiers into battle. Not really what I expected, I'll tell you that much.
That's how life is. You never know what tomorrow will bring. When I was a kid, I never imagined I'd be wielding some holy relic as a Knight of Seraphs. I thought my destiny was to follow in my father's footsteps and become the next Count Karen.
It seems like you've been through a lot. I heard you were a fugitive at one point.
Yes, well, something happened. My best friend lost his way, and I couldn't set him right. Eventually, it cost him his life, and I let it happen. I couldn't stay in my hometown after something like that. But despite all that pain and sadness, I have no regrets about the choices I've made in my life.
Not many can say that. So, you've succeeded in making your past self proud, huh?
That's right. My past has made me who I am today. Moving forward, no matter what hardships lie ahead.
You're a strong person, Catherine. I think I could learn a lot from you. Hearing your story and what you said about making yourself proud gives me so much to think about. No matter how hard we try, there will always be times when we have to make tough choices, right? My past self fought hard to get me here. Am I gonna make the choice that past me would have approved of?
The tough part isn't making the right choice, though. It's what you do after. You must try your best to make whatever decision you land on into the right one in the end.
You make it sound so easy. But the more I think about it, the harder it seems.
Then don't think about it. Just keep trying your best day after day. Put one foot in front of the other, and eventually, you'll look back and realize how far you've come.
That's all I've got to do, huh?
That's all. You could even start right now. If anything I said struck a chord, that is. I, for one, look forward to seeing you carve your own path, wherever it may lead.
Man, that kind of went on longer than I thought it would. That was cool. Like that they it brought up like Catherine's origin again, like kind of like what forced her to like change her name and why she joins the Knights of Theros, and just showing that like she really doesn't care about anyone except for Lady Rhea. Like Catherine's crazy, man. All right, Shamir. This will be interesting.
That's hilarious! Who knew there could be a merc like that?
Yeah, he'd say it with a completely straight face, too. I take my pay in apples. This guy would storm onto the battlefield lugging around a sack full of apples. Truly one of the strangest things I've ever seen.
I guess you could say he was hungry for battle. Wish I could have seen that myself.
Shez, have you been spending too much time with Alois? Shez, come on. You're better than that.
He was probably the best-smelling guy out there. I'll give him that. That reminds me. Remember when you asked about my past?
Yeah, sorry if that was out of line. I shouldn't have pried.
No, it's okay. Actually, I thought I would tell you, if you're still interested.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. It's not much of a story anyway. Besides, it's already been 7 years. I used to belong to an organization that was less a group and more like one giant mercenary state. Not the kind of place you go for building bonds of trust and camaraderie. Still, there was one person there who I thought of as a partner.
Is that like the person that she was talking about with Byleth with? Like her partner? The one that she like, you remind me of them actually.
As you can probably guess, he was killed. And that was that.
Yeah, okay, so we learned more about the her relationship, like the one that she was telling Byleth about in their A rank. I think it was their A rank anyway. That's it? Shit, what the...
Yeah, that's how these stories always end. I know it was a long time ago, but I'm really sorry. But why'd you want to tell me all of a sudden? I thought you hated talking about your past.
I felt a little guilty. You shared your story with me earlier, but I didn't tell you mine. At the time, I wasn't about to go telling some stranger all about my past. But now I think you're at least somewhat trustworthy. So I told you. That's all.
Seriously? Well, I'm really happy to hear that, especially from you.
Why? Everyone here adores you. I'm sure you hear stuff like that all the time.
All the time? Come on, that's an exaggeration. I've always felt that you were a more distinguished mercenary than me. Earning recognition from a merc I respect is a real honor.
So if you see me as some sort of senior mercenary, I guess that makes me the mentor in this relationship.
I guess.
I see. All this time I've been treating you like an equal, but maybe I should have been taking you under my wing instead.
That sounds good.
How would you feel if I took you up on that? Seems like fun.
Yeah, well, you know what else is fun? Any person I mentor has to pay for drinks. All of them.
No way! What kind of deal is that?
Just a joke, sorry. I have no intention of treating you any different.
I should have known. That's why I like you, Shamir.
Man, that was cute. Like, Shez's relationship with Shamir is really kind of the same thing with Byleth, which is really cool. I really like that. I think I'll also watch some others really quick. Dimitri, we gotta save. Mercy and Dedu.
Me! Teach me how to cook next.
All right. I will teach you a special recipe that is certain to delight everyone back at the church.
His Majesty is looking for you, Mercedes.
Huh?
Aww.
Goodness, whatever was that about?
My apologies. I have a tendency to frighten animals and children. Perhaps it's my imposing stature. Or perhaps it's because I'm from Dusker.
I doubt animals know anything about the tragedy of Dusker, Dedu. Still, I think I may know how to solve this little problem of yours.
Oh?
You see, many of the children here have lost homes and families. They tend to be a fearful bunch. And as a large man who is also unnaturally quiet, you cut a doubly scary figure. So all we have to do is show them how not scary you are.
And how do we do that?
Come back tomorrow. I'll have it all worked out by then.
Very well.
Wait, time skip?
Done. Here's your flower crown.
Wow, mister. You're just as amazing as Miss Mercedes.
Aw.
Yeah, this is the prettiest flower crown I've ever seen.
It's like an actual royal crown. Oh, make one for me. Please, please, please.
I could. Though it would be better to learn how to make your own.
Oh, but my crowns always look all... bleh.
Anyone can do it with enough practice. Well, perhaps not anyone. But if you find it difficult, you can always ask a friend for help.
Fine, I'll try. So how do I start?
Twist the stem there and wrap it once, but gently.
Well, how did it go? They certainly looked at ease around you.
They were indeed, and I owe it all to you.
All I did was brag to them about the magnificent flower crown you made for me.
How very clever.
Oh, please, I barely did a thing. It was your kindness that won them over.
You are the kind one, Mercedes. Thank you.
Miss Mercedes! Mr. Dedu! Look how far I am.
Oh, that's wonderful. Might you teach me how to make one as well, Mr. Dedu?
It would be my pleasure, Miss Mercedes.
Oh my god, that was so cute! Oh my god! That was actually so cute! Oh my god! I love that! And the dude's actually done. Like, that's the last one. Like, actually, I got all of the dues. Ooh, I think Rodrigue and Ingrid? Yeah, I'm super curious about this one.
Ah, you're back. I heard you went to Fraldarius territory?
Yes, I had a bit of business to take care of there. I forgot how long it had been.
What was it like to return?
It was always like a second home to me in a way. So being there brought memories flooding back. I found myself taking little detours everywhere, even though I knew I did not have time for such trifles.
And what impression did it give in its current state?
The region itself is quiet and peaceful. But lack of food has left the surrounding towns and villages in a precarious situation. It reminds me of when the people of Galatea territory fought over provisions during famine. If things keep on as they are, there could easily be an uprising.
Perhaps we should ask the refugees to cultivate the land. Ah, but that isn't my decision to make. Thank you, Ingrid. I will let Felix know your thoughts on the matter.
I would appreciate that. Oh, and it's not as if everything has changed for the worse. There were new shops around, and all of the roads were well maintained. It's surprising to see how much has changed over the years.
That's right. You used to visit multiple times a year, when Glenn was still alive.
I did. Yes.
Rodrigue, why? Why'd you have to...
Though I might never have visited again if I had not been presented with this opportunity. I am glad I decided to take it. Once this war is over, would you mind if I came to visit Fraldarius land as I once did?
Not in the slightest. You can visit any time you like. I'm sure that Felix and the rest of my family would welcome you with open arms. We certainly owe you that much, considering all you've put up with from my sons.
Not at all. If anything, they put up with me. My brothers are both so much older than me, so Glenn and Felix were among my few friends growing up. Thinking back on it, I feel like I was always ordering Glenn around.
Well, if the time you two spent together helped you in even the smallest way, I am satisfied. And I know Glenn would be overjoyed.
Those days are irreplaceable to me. They will live in my heart forever.
Spoken like a true daughter of Count Galatea. You've grown strong, Ingrid.
There's Rodrigue with that frickin' line again. Spoken like a true knight. Like...
Thank you for saying so. Still, I want to keep moving forward as best I can.
Yet it's good to acknowledge one's limits. People are allowed to show weakness, you know. Oh, look at me, talking your ear off, while you're still covered with dust from the road. My apologies.
No, I am grateful for the concern. Thank you.
There's no need for thanks. After all, you're like a daughter to me.
Okay, no joke. After that support was over, I was actually gonna say, like, I'm what Roderick said right there, like you're like a daughter to me. I was actually gonna say that, like, after that support was done. Like, I love that support because, like, they're, like, Roderick literally probably sees her like a daughter because of Glenn, because they were engaged. I was literally gonna... No way. As soon as I saw that line, I'm like, wow. That just hit deep, like, because I thought of that. But, like, I love Ingrid, man. I love her so much. Like, I don't understand the hate. Like, sure, like, she's, like, treats people Dusker badly. I get that. But, like, she gets so much better. In this game and in Houses, like, she's one of the best characters. Like, one of the best characters in this game, man. I will always defend Ingrid. Alright, I think we gotta do that one. Like, one of the last ones, Gerald and Byleth. We can do Gerald and Shez. Let's do that.
Well, this is great.
Having some trouble there, Gerald?
I wanted to replace the clasp on my gauntlet, but I can't quite get the blasted thing to stay.
Here, let me try.
Oh, look at that. You got a real knack for these things. Thanks, kid.
I'm surprised you've survived this long with those ham hands.
Being a good mercenary isn't all about dexterity, you know? Besides, when you've lived as long as I have, your body just doesn't work as well as it used to. Trust me.
You don't look that old to me.
You can't judge a book by its cover. I might not look it, but I'm practically an ancient tome. Not to mention I've lived pretty hard. Might just be a gut feeling, but I've started feeling like the goddess might call me to her side before long.
Come on, it's not like you're at death's door. Besides, you really think the goddess would be calling you of all people?
You don't hold anything back, do you? If the goddess won't have me, then I'll just have to make do in hell.
Do you think you'd have any regrets if you died right now?
Not one. Except maybe living too long.
What about leaving your kid behind?
Can't say I wouldn't be worried, especially because that kid isn't exactly normal.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
They're not very emotional.
I gotta say, your kid's always real calm and aloof. Not one for emotion, huh?
You're telling me. Born without so much as a peep, that one. Just a personal quirk, I guess. Makes it tough to find friends, though. In that sense, I'm glad we're here. There's tons of young folks around. And maybe the kid'll take a shine to you, since you're both mercenaries.
Who knows? I've been hoping we could talk more at least.
Is that so? I'm glad to hear you say that. Takes a load off my mind.
Now you really sound like a dad.
Daddy Gerald.
I was never much of a parent, but I do worry all the same. You know, I think we were meant to end up on the same side. Would you do me a favor and look after my kid?
When you put it that way, it really does sound like you're about to die.
Hey, it's possible. Tomorrow's never guaranteed in this line of work. I meant what I said. Can I count on you?
Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna refuse a dying man's wish after all.
Oh my god, that hits so deep. Like those lines of like, oh, like, would you watch over him if I die? And it, because you essentially kill Gerald in like the other, like in the other pass, and then you fight Byleth. I'm assuming that's I actually don't have, I have no idea, but like, oh my god. And then also like that one line, where it's like, oh, like if you die, like what about your kid? That just like made me remind of freaking Three Houses, man. Man, that one hit more deep than it probably should have for me. Oh, jeez. Alright, who else we got? Sylvain! Sylvain and Felix. Oh, yeah, I got Sylvain and Ignatz. Might not be able to get that one. Alright, well, Sylvain and Felix.
There you are, Felix. Why didn't you tell me?
Tell you what?
About the fight you got into the other day with those soldiers.
Oh, that. Don't worry, I won't do it again.
One of my men told me the whole story of what actually went down. Apparently, one of your soldiers was mocking the heir of House Gautier, who just so happens to be me. And he started getting into it with everyone else, which is when you decided to jump in.
Worst decision of my life. But like I said, I'm done with all that. I only stepped in because I thought it was my responsibility to make my men see sense. But my fists tend to move faster than my brain, as I'm sure you know.
I'm very well aware. Still, I'm curious why you didn't tell me everything right away.
Because he said some really nasty stuff about you. I didn't want your delicate ears dropping off in horror.
Aww.
Okay, now I'm even more curious. Anyway, sorry for tearing into you without knowing the full story.
No, I'm the one who should apologize. I can't let personal life influence business, even if it does concern you.
You shouldn't worry about it. People speaking poorly about me is something of a regular occurrence. And honestly, I deserve every last bit of it. I was a real scoundrel in my younger days. Caused a whole lot of people a whole lot of headaches. That kind of talk isn't your fault or your soldier's fault. The blame lies squarely with the man I used to be.
So, why didn't you do something about that man when you were younger?
It was just... I had to be that way, you know? I had to play the part of the flippant, carefree rogue because... Anyway, look, I know I'm a real piece of work, but that's just me being me.
Fine. Perhaps you do deserve to be made fun of. But I still won't stand it coming from a bunch of curs who don't know a single thing about you. You may not have the title of Margrave yet, but you still make yourself pretty useful. I've seen how you've helped the boar, and I guess now you help me too.
Wow, Felix, that's... Wow. Oh boy, I think someone's cutting onions in here.
Be quiet. Can't you listen to someone for 2 seconds without opening your fat mouth and completely ruining the moment? You always have been too smart and too loud for your own good, even if no one can match you in military tactics or domestic affairs. It's like you said, we've got problems piling up both inside and out of the kingdom. But with you around, we might just be able to see our way clear of it.
That's a lot of problems to pile on one person, especially when he isn't half as great as you're implying. I mean, I might be, say, 7% more cunning than you, but that's pretty much it. If we really want to be useful to Faerghus and Dimitri, we need to work together, so we can balance out each other's weaknesses.
I suppose that's true. In which case, I guess I'm counting on you. I may even need you. Maybe. Besides, I'd be stuck with nothing but miserably dour folks without you around. I'm not sure I could handle it.
You don't have to tell me twice, old friend. I'll always be there for you. I promise.
Wow. Wow. Well, okay. They're still gay for each other. They must have, like, known. They must have kept that in there because people ship them so hard since Three Houses. They must have kept that in there. Like, there's no way. They had to have. There's no way that they would have, like, kept it that strong since Three Houses. That's funny. So good. Alright, well, Sedith and Shez. This will be interesting.
Hey, Sedith. What are you staring off into space for?
Oh, it is you. I was just reflecting on the monastery.
Ah, yeah. It's that way, isn't it? In the mountains.
Correct. So close, yet still beyond our reach.
Not that far, Sedith.
Can't say I ever learned much about it when I was there, but I know it's important to the church.
Yes. It serves as the headquarters of our order. Many saints have been laid to rest there as well. As a sacred ground, Garreg-Mach Monastery is irreplaceable. It is also a place that Flayn and I hold dear to our hearts.
So, your sister feels that way too?
Due to our circumstances, Flayn and I traveled around Fodlan as nomads for a very long time. When we accepted the Archbishop's gracious invitation, I thought we had finally found our safe haven. That it would be taken from us so easily is almost too much to bear.
Well, that's all the more reason to take it back then. I'll do whatever I can to make that happen. Oh, I mean, while staying away from the Archbishop, of course.
You must forgive me for saying what I did back then. My position required I do so. I do not personally believe, however, that any evil resides within you. Whatever the true nature of your power, I trust you wield it with a righteous heart.
Do you really, though?
Oh yeah? Seems like a pretty drastic change of heart. Does that mean you're finally starting to trust me?
Indeed. I am truly grateful to have you as an ally. I know I have no right to say this after regarding you with such suspicion, but we need you. I pray you will continue to lend us your strength, not only for the Church, but for the future of Fodlan itself.
You can count on me, Sedith.
I wonder if that was locked before, you did the battles with Arvel. That would be interesting to know, because that feels like, because Sedith says, like, I do not feel any evil within you. And that makes me think that, like, maybe it's because Arvel isn't in there. Or I wonder if it matters. It feels right to watch that after, like, those battles. Does that kind of make sense there? Alright. We gotta watch Happy for sure, because she's my favorite wolf.
Hey, Happy. You got a minute?
I have several. Need something?
So, I heard a little about your past, and I was wondering if you wouldn't mind telling me more about it.
I see. So now you know, huh? Not the most pleasant story. What did you want to know?
I was thinking about how you asked all those questions about my mom. And I realized you were probably worried I went through the same thing as you.
Yeah, that about sums it up. You do have those mysterious powers after all. When I was little, some strange lady kidnapped me. I became a test subject for her twisted experiments. That's how I ended up with my condition, or whatever you want to call it. Not that it's life-threatening.
Safe to say my mom never did anything like that. I'm pretty sure I'd remember it if she did. She didn't really talk much, but I don't think she had a deceitful bone in her body. Her life was kinda just what you'd expect out in a village like that. She did keep to herself, though. Thinking about it more, It's possible she was on the run from someone.
That does sound a little worrying. But in any event, I'm glad you didn't go through what I did. And unlike me, it seems you've got a pretty good handle on your powers.
That's right.
Yeah, I think I've gotten the hang of them for the most part. But that still doesn't make them safe. One day that sword might overtake me, and I'll turn into a monster. Like something out of a fairy tale.
If that ever happens, I'll just sigh, and you'll come running. Then me and all your old friends would put you out of your misery. Now that's a real fairy tale ending.
Oh god.
Well, that won't give me nightmares at all. But if it ever came to it, I think that's how I'd like to go. Mercenaries need to use every weapon and tactic at their disposal. Maybe flinging these powers around isn't such a good idea. But right now, I need to do whatever I can to stay alive. Now honestly, I should probably take a page out of your book and only use them as a last resort. I think that's what makes you pretty incredible, Happy. You've got this power right there, but choose not to use it.
I think that means I just gave up. You're way more amazing because you're still trying. No doubt about it.
Yeah, Happy's amazing.
No, you're the amazing one. And you can't tell me otherwise.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Anyway, was that all? 'Cause I feel like I need to move.
Yeah, thanks for talking with me. You going to train?
Yep. Figure it couldn't hurt to put in a little effort. You should come too if you're free. I hope to see you there.
Come to think of it. Experiments, huh? What did that dream even mean? Arval.
Wait. Wait. Was that locked after Arval went away? Or was that added? Because I feel like maybe it would have ended with like them being like, oh, like you should go to the training yards and I'll meet you there. Because like that feels like a stopping point. Because like those last two bit of dialogue that it was says, that feels like it could have been added if you did the missions after. But also that also feels like it would be before, right? Because she was talking about like, oh, if I turn into a monster, like I might turn my sword on you, and that's literally what she did. What she does. So you can see that before. That makes me think that like those two lines were added if you did that support after those missions. Now that would be interesting to know. I'm curious about that. Alright, Dimitri. It's time. We got Yuri with ya.
You seem to be staring at me, Yuri. What's wrong?
Just thinking how odd it is that you've grown so accustomed to a town like this.
Well, I like this place, and its people. There may be a few vagabonds in the darker alleys. That just shows how accepting everyone is. They all greet me with smiles, despite my being a complete stranger to them.
Oh, they'd change their tune pretty quickly if they knew you were the king. Anyway, have you enjoyed your little tour of this garbage heap? Did you get a good look at the town through my eyes or whatever it is you wanted?
Yes. And it's also got me thinking about how best to help those of more meager standing. Originally, I thought that establishing medical facilities or investing in the church were the best pathways to this cause. But after seeing the people here, I realized they are not indigents standing around with open hands awaiting salvation.
I'd love to unpack your definition of indigent, but yes, they certainly don't take things lying down.
Maybe it's idealistic, but I think regents should rule in a way that not just nobles, but everyone can see as reasonable. But to accomplish that, a ruler must take the opportunity to truly listen to the people. Of course, I can't go around visiting every burg and hamlet personally. I realize this. But I still feel this is the key to true reform.
Well, good on you if you actually manage to accomplish that. But it isn't going to be easy. First, you have to give the poor a minimum level of education. Of course, they're already fully capable of telling you when they're hungry or if taxes are too high. But they'll need education to understand the policies and laws established by their lords and hold any kind of thoughtful opinion on them.
Education, you say? Yes, that makes a great deal of sense.
Problem is, people aren't in the mood to learn anything when they don't know where their next meal is coming from or where they'll sleep that night.
Right. Improving quality of life is first and foremost. Education can be built upon that. Now, sadly, none of this will be cheap, and the current war is doing a fine job of draining our coffers. Which means I need to end it as soon as possible.
So the main problem comes down to money, huh? In that case, why not make use of us? If you need funds, I can introduce you to a wealthy merchant or three. And if you need to get some dirty work done, I can lend you a few of my men. All we need in exchange is for you to provide us a little bit of support.
I'll not permit you to work evil in my name. And besides which, tales of how you and your band have eaten lords out of house and home are legend.
But you're a different matter entirely, Your Majesty. If we join forces, my dream is sure to be realized. I swear to never allow you to fall victim to any vile practices. You have my honest word on that.
And what is this dream of yours?
I'll tell you about it in due time. But for now, Your Majesty, do you accept my proposal?
I will consider it. After spending time together, I've come to want to trust you.
I promise it'll be the best decision you ever make. But until then, I'll patiently await your reply.
That one was so good. That was so good. Like, you saw, like, Dimitri thinking about, like, his kingdom and everything, and, like, kind of, like, maybe a stepping away from the church and everything. Like, and then, oh my god. That was so good. And also, like, that support felt like it was literally a continuation, because their first support was in the village, and then he's like, oh, since you're familiar, you can be my bodyguard. He's like, all right, fine. And that Lily was still in the village. Like, that was so cool. Like, it felt literally a continuation. That was a really good support. I really liked Dimitri and Yuri's. That was really good. All right. All right. Byleth and Gerald. My boy and daddy. Let's do it.
There you are. What's going on? It's not like you to send for me.
I have something to give you.
Well, this is new. What is it?
Here.
Flowers? Oh, I'm really surprised. I mean, you've never given flowers to anyone before, have you?
I was surprised that he gave
I
to
had to
Citri.
ask some of our allies for advice.
because I wasn't sure the best way to communicate my feelings.
What do you mean?
I'm really thankful that you're my captain, but also that you're my father. I've never really told you that, so I wanted to make sure you knew.
Ah, kid.
When I asked, everyone said I should give you flowers. Apparently that's what they used to do back at the Officers' Academy.
Oh, and also...
I wonder what it would have been like there.
Oh, in an alternate reality, Violet, you know exactly what goes on there. And you would know that, yep, flowers and tea time.
The Officers' Academy, huh? You might have just been a student there if things had happened a little different. Or who knows, maybe you'd have ended up like Alois and forced into giving seminars or something. Not that you're really qualified to be a teacher.
Oh my god, I love these nods to Three Houses, man. This game, it's just all fan service for people who play Three Houses. I love it.
Anyway, these flowers did the trick, kid. Consider your message delivered. Though, to be honest, I kind of already knew. You might not give a lot away, but you're not completely unreadable. Sorry for making you think I had no idea.
That's all right. I'm just glad you know.
By the way, why'd you choose this kind of flower? Did someone suggest them?
No, I picked them out myself. I thought they were nice to look at. Calming, in a way.
I know it. I know it. It has to be the flowers that Gerald gave Citri. It has to be. He's gonna bring that up.
You even like the same flowers as your mother. Can you inherit that kind of thing?
Yes! As soon as I saw the picture of the flower, I'm like, that's exactly what it is.
I used to give these to Citri all the time. I'd pull them out from behind my back, and her whole face would light up like the brightest torch you'd ever seen.
Oh my god, they even nodded to the picture in Cindered Shadows. I might like put up a picture of it right now if you've never seen it. But like it's literally like the same picture. Like it shows Citri like with her hands together, like her face with a smile all lit up, and then Gerald with like flowers in his one hand in front. So it looked like he actually like had him behind his back and brought him forward. Like that had to have been a reference to that picture in Cindered Shadows. There's no way that it wasn't.
Maybe this is how she felt whenever she got them.
I'll keep that in mind for next time. I want to see how this mercenary life of ours is going to play out, together. Those feelings are never going to change. And I'll do what I must to make sure you know that.
Huh. Thanks, kid.
I am so glad I saved that one for last. I am so glad I saved that one for last. That was so good. That was so good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I might watch this one like right before the final battle, maybe with Shez and Constance. But I'm definitely not going to give Constance to Merc Whistle. So let's just go ahead and see what happens when we give this Merc Whistle. What's the button? That's the button. I gotta see what happens. Let's go ahead and save it. As I just quickly go to a net. Alright. Alright. Here we go.
How's this?
This gift is unique, and you will not receive another until you completed the game. Are you sure you want to give it to Annette? Yes.
You really want to give this to me? Oh, thank you. Here, this is for you. If you want it, I mean.
What did... No. 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 As soon as I saw a wooden doll, I... What do I get? What did that do? What did that do? What? Convoy. Where do I... No. Storehouse. What even... Where is it? I don't know what that did. I actually don't know what that did. Okay, hold on. I just want to see what maybe Dimitri says? So let's load. Because this is right before it. And maybe I can see, like, where it goes. Alright, Dimitri. Because Dimitri would be like the next person who I actually give it to. Well, and also Byleth. Hey, buddy.
Thank you. I will treasure it, always. I'd like for you to have this.
You retain the Azure... Oh my god! Are these just references? Are these just references to 3 houses, or do they actually have a meaning? There's no way that is not a reference to frickin' Dimitri giving the dagger to Edelgard. There is no way.
Well, how'd it go? Any result's a good result.
Is it like an accessory? Is that what it is? Maybe? Oh, it is! Changes the Oh! 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 Okay, and since they're only, like, little stats, I'm just gonna see what Byleth gives. Because the only ones who I really care for right now, like with Shaz and everything, and, like, just seeing what they are, is Annette, Dimitri, and Byleth. Those 3. Everyone else, since you don't really get, like, a cutscene or anything, I don't really want to see the other ones, because it would take too much time. But those 3, for sure. Byleth. My boy. Hey, buddy.
It's good to see you again.
Alright, Byleth.
For me, this is all I can offer in return.
Tactics Primer. Okay. Divine Pulse. Changes the... the unit's unique action ability to Divine Pulse. Okay. So... Okay, so it looks like your passive ability just becomes theirs. That's what I'm getting. So I think what Annette's is the rally. So I feel like it's gonna be like your special ability changes to rally, where you buff yourself and the people around you. That's what I'm getting.
How's this? You really want to give this to me? Oh, thank you. Here, this is for you. If you want it, I mean.
Alright. Am I right? Is that what it is? Changes the unit's unique action ability to Courageous Air. What the heck is that? Wait, what? Wait. Wait. Oh yeah, I think that's just what it is. Okay, yeah, it's just called different. Okay. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's actually really cool. Wait. Does that mean Annette has something? What's her thing? What? She doesn't? That's a damn shame. How come she doesn't get anything? What the heck? Whatever. So it's just Shez then, okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and load. I'm probably, I'll probably do it right before, like, the battle. So I'll, like, you'll see who I actually pick. It's probably just gonna... Ooh, I don't know, though. Having Divine Pulse, though. Having Divine Pulse would be kind of cool. Having lightning attacks with Dimitri would be really cool. But I might just pick Annette because it's Annette. It's either pick Annette or pick my two boys with some really cool abilities. Rally on Shez would be kind of interesting. She would just become even more powerful. My god. Actually crazy. Shez would actually be cracked with Rally. My god. Alright. Yeah, but, yeah, that's it. We're at an hour. We watched all those supports. We saw the Merc whistles. Yeah. So I might not do the paralog. Yeah. I might just save that for like another route, like when I stream it. Because I'm definitely going to be streaming this game after I finish Azure Gleam. So that is definitely what I'm doing. So maybe, like I said, like I might even do it before in my final episode. I might just do like a 2-hour long like episode or something for the finale and do that paralog and the finale. I might just do that. So yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and one more. Next episode will be the finale of Fire Emblem Three Hopes Azure Gleam. I hope you enjoyed being on this journey with me. I love this game. Like, not as much as Three Houses, But I just loved like using the characters again in just like in a new game, being in the world of Folin again. We're not even done with this game yet, so it's I just love being with my students again and my boy Byleth. I love it. But I want hopefully you'll join me next time for the finale of Azure Gleam. Hopefully you'll be there. And I will see everyone next time. This has been Red Leader signing off.